Hyliion stock is crashing. It is absolutely the end of the world for this company.
You stupid.
What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're speaking about Hyliion and the crash that is not happening. So Hyliion's been on an absolutely insane, and I mean insane, journey over the last few months. Once the merger was initially announced, they shot up in value well over 200% before proceeding to give back quite a bit of that value. In the last month and a half or so, yet again they went up very close to 200% in value before giving back some of that value, 15-ish% to be exact. All in all, guys, since the merger was announced at today's prices, we are up in excess of 360%. Let me just do some maths really quickly. If I just do 6 plus 24, yeah, there isn't a crash.
But why are they selling now? We know when the merger is.
I mean, guys, who cares? People want their profits. People are up 200+% in this company. A lot of people swing trade electric vehicle plays. We knew that the merger was coming more than likely the end of this month. Now we know for a fact that the vote is happening the end of this month. The smart people would have bought in earlier on, okay, when we were looking at the proxy statements. Or even before that, you know, months and months ago. A lot of us got in the 20s. It's okay that some people are running away with their profits now. As I said, a lot of people are swing traders. A lot of people don't even want to wait till the merger goes through. They've made their 150, 200%. They're going to take that, put it into the next play, rinse and repeat. There is always going to be those kind of investors. If you're a long-term investor, as I am, and as I plan on being with this company, this is fine. So in today's video, I want to speak about the price action first. I want to speak about what's happening and what I expect to happen going forwards. I want to speak about whether or not I believe a lot of the merger is already priced in, because that's something I know a lot of people are worried about right now. Is the merger already priced in? Is the hype over? Spoiler alert, no. And just a few other little bits and pieces in regards to Hyliion. But today, essentially, we're really going to use Hyliion as a tool to learn some of the psychology that goes on in the stock market. Especially if you are somebody who plans on investing in more SPACs, if you are somebody who plans on investing in pretty much any company that has a massive growth catalyst coming up in the short term, today's video should help you out. So right before we get into it, people, can I please ask you to just hit that juicy like button, help a man out. If you're new around here, what are you waiting for, my friend? Hit that juicy red subscribe button. We just hit 33,000 subscribers. That is 1/3 of the way to 100,000. That is a disgustingly insane, somewhat incomprehensible number to me. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Hyliion, especially if you are an investor. Do you plan on holding? Do you plan on trimming or selling? Just let me know. Right, into it. First things first, there is not a stock crash. With this company, we initially ran up, as I said, close to 170%. We then proceeded to sell off for a little while, down nearly 50%. It was massive. I bought in right around here, towards the end of July. I have a $20.98 cost basis. And so, you know, there was a good few weeks here where nothing really happened with Hyliion at all. And then boom, the 12th of August hits, we go on this beautiful run, up 180%. Absolutely everybody involved in the market knew this was going on. It was everywhere. And so since reaching our peaks of above $55 a share, oh no, we've actually dropped 14.45%, which obviously it's a decent dip. We're still up over 140%, okay? 140% from when we started this move. One thing I want to say in regards to Hyliion that I don't think enough people are appreciating right now. So, you know, the merger was pretty much announced here, 18th of June. Nikola was what really got SPACs onto a lot of people's radars this year. Now, you remember this, around the start of May, okay, was when Nikola started making their big moves. And then around June is when they made their massive moves, okay? I mean, they had 200+% moves in a matter of a day. So we saw this massive news from Nikola the 5th of June, okay? This was pretty much the first EV-related SPAC that was put onto a lot of people's radars, myself included, okay? The 5th of June. Hyliion, the 18th of June. A couple of weeks later, okay, we go over to Nikola, the 18th of June. They were still up so much money. A lot of people blindly bought into Hyliion, okay? They saw how well Nikola did, and they thought, this must just be what happens with SPACs. You just buy them and they go up. Woohoo, happy days. That's genuinely what I believe happened with Hyliion. I think there was a lot of people who didn't do even 20 minutes of research into this company. They just saw Nikola, they saw the hype, they decided to buy in, okay? So these people were buying. We saw this massive jump up. Some people ran away with their profits. Some people hold and we started to sell off. And then I think people realized, wait, this isn't actually how SPACs work. Then the start of July, Nikola had a massive sell-off. What was happening with Hyliion in July? we started selling off the start of July. And a lot of people may think I'm just, clutching at straws here, but I genuinely do think this was a big part of why Hyliion was moving. I think it was incredibly psychological back then. A couple of months have passed now. A lot of people understand how SPACs work. We understand that, they don't all go up 500% in a matter of a couple of weeks. So people gradually sold out. Some people didn't understand the company. They walked away with whatever little profits they had. Everybody was happy. Then we found a price around $19 to $20, and that's where we stayed for a considerable period of time. Then we shot up, okay? We started reading through the proxy statements. We started realizing that this merger was more than likely going to happen the end of this month. We now know that it is going to be voted on the end of this month, and more than likely will happen within the first week of October at the absolute latest. But if you were early to the party, we were expecting this. I mean, we were expecting this back here when I was buying in. So I think this initial move here was somewhat artificial. It wasn't real. There was some hype, and there was a lot of hype from people who didn't understand the company, so they sold off with their profits, and we chilled. Then you had the people who did the research, who believed in the company, who bought anywhere around these levels in all honesty. So we were the ones who, were fortunate enough to get good cost bases to get in early, and we were the ones who were willing to hold when things went a little bit sideways. And now it really is at the media's attention, because we can see this company doing incredibly well. Not only in the actual stock's price appreciation, but in the news that we've seen coming out, the merger we've seen coming out, we can see technological advancements, we can see physical products, we love the CEO, we love the management team, the same can't be said for Shll, and ultimately the merger is now a matter of a few weeks away. So why is this sell-off happening? I mean, guys, there's people in here who are up 200+%, who may have zero intentions of holding this company or any company for a very long period of time. People here who are worried that too much is priced in already. Maybe they had a $50 price tag and they thought we might get that by the end of the year after the merger gone through, so now they got a little bit afraid and they ran away with their hefty profits. I said this in a video recently, guys. I would not be surprised at all, okay, if we continue to go down. Do I think it's going to happen? Honestly, I don't. I honestly do think that we're going to go green again very soon and make new all-time highs, smash through the $60 mark. But before that happens, it would not surprise me if we go down towards the 40s, in the slightest. And again, on the topic of, swing traders or shorter term swayers, this could just be a classic example of buy the hype, sell the news. We now have the news, okay? We know when the vote for the merger is happening. That is the news. So we now know that the vote for the merger is going to happen on September 28th. And in my mind, there is essentially a 0% chance that the merger doesn't go through. Look at the volume, people. We have seen some major volume spikes over the last month or so. People are buying the company not because they want to vote against the merger. They're buying it because they want the merger to go through, because ultimately that means that our shares are more than likely going to appreciate in value, not only in the short term but also in the medium and long term. That is the reason people buy into this company right now. Also, the short interest in this company, okay, as of August 30th, so slightly outdated, was only at 8.46%. That is low, especially for a SPAC and any sort of a speculative play. So in my mind, it's essentially guaranteed. The merger is happening. We have a date. It is only now a matter of time. Now, there is also a few more things that we now know, okay? One other thing that's going to be voted on is to increase the number of authorized shares of Class A common stock from 200 million to 250 million. Maybe that scared a few people. I don't know why it would. It shouldn't. It should be absolutely fine for us shareholders. What I will also say, okay, is that our pro forma implied market cap of the combined company is $1.5 billion. Now, that does not include warrants, and that was also at a $10 per share pipe subscription. So realistically, this company is going to have a much bigger market cap by the time the merger goes through. So maybe, again, coming back to these shorter term mindset investors, they think that temporarily it's going to be overpriced. Me, I really don't. And again, guys, I really do see these guys smashing through our previous all-time highs, which were at $55+. When the merger happens, would not surprise me in any way whatsoever, seeing the price action that has already occurred. If we blast through 70, I mean, if we approach $80+ even, but we're crashing, we're down 15%. Buy more. I mean, this is probably the best buying opportunity you're going to get for a very long time, unless they open red next week. If we open green next week, we probably already have a lot of the profit takers out already. One other thing I'd like to point out, okay, Wednesday 2nd of September to Friday's close, okay, that's where we went down 14.45%. That's when the overall market crash happened, guys. The Nasdaq is down 10% pretty much in the same period of time. Now, a lot of EV companies did outperform, Diamond Peak Holdings and Workhorse in particular. But on the monthly chart, okay, pre-crash, we're up 132%. The Nasdaq was up 9.18%. Do you see what I'm getting at? There was not a crash in Hyliion. A few more good pieces of news for this company as well. Anheuser-Busch. As part of our 2025 sustainability goals, we have committed to reducing our carbon emissions across our value chain by 25% by 2025, including by investing in partnerships to help improve the sustainability of our logistics operations. On their Twitter, we're transitioning 30% of our fleet to renewable natural gas. Agility fuel. This, in my opinion, is the kind of thing we're going to start seeing happening continually going forwards, which is only going to be a very good thing for Hyliion, as they offer the powertrain solution. You don't have to buy a completely new fleet. Things like this are incredible signs. Also worth noting, okay, Tortoise Acquisition Corp, the company who will be doing the reverse merger with Hyliion, they announced their second SPAC, and they have upsized that pricing to $300 million roonies. I will make a full video on these guys soon as there's some real news. But guys, Hyliion's in just as good a position as they have ever been in. I mean, this is a company who has orders. It's a company who has physical products. We can see them working online. We have partnerships with companies like Dana. There's an $800 billion market opportunity. We should see the fleet rollout within 9 months or so, and then serious volume deployment at the start of 2020, but commercialization and launch activities as early as the second quarter of next year. It's exciting, and the merger going through very soon. I mean, we look at our financials, and by 2024 estimated we could be having over $2 billion in revenue, and that only reflects 2.2% of the market. In my opinion, Hyliion have the potential, and they have themselves set up to capture much more of that market share. Guys, that really is what I have to say. I just want to get the point across that these guys are not crashing. I would say that it is normal for this pullback to happen, but honestly, I don't think it is. I think there should have been a harder pullback, in all honesty. And that's coming from somebody with a position, okay, who's up well over 100% in his position. I still think there should have been a bigger pullback, and I will welcome a bigger pullback with open arms, because I genuinely believe these guys are getting ready to lift off even further than we have already and approach, you know, the very high double digits. Of course, anything can happen, and we have seen these reverse mergers go through. We've seen massive spikes followed by pullbacks. We have seen lately a lot of people selling the news. We saw it with Neo in particular. That was a massive one. Tesla as well. Anything can happen. It's the stock market. If you are holding these guys as a long-term investment, you should be very happy about this, especially if you are not happy with your position yet and you want to buy more. As I have said, I don't think you're going to get a better buying opportunity for a very considerable period of time once we start going upwards again. Anything could happen around the end of this month, going into the first week of July with the merger. We'll have to wait and see. But guys, that was my update on these guys. I've just been getting more questions about these guys than anyone, even Workhorse. Why are we crashing? Simple answer, we're not. So guys, if you have watched until the end of this video, I really do hope I was able to give you some value and insight in regards to what is actually happening with Hyliion's price right now, because it's just completely normal. It's all absolutely fine. There is no reason to panic. If you've done your due diligence, you've decided to invest and you believe in this company, nothing has changed except for the better. And of course, if you have watched until the end, as always, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you. Your support means the world to me, so thank you so much for being here. If you would like to know exactly when I buy or sell this company or any other company, hit that first link in the description and sign up to be a patron, and you will get access to my buy and sell alerts and so much more. There is also an individual chat in that Discord for Hyliion where we chat about them pretty much every single day. Or if you want to join it for free, there's over 1,000 members in there now. You can click the second link in the description and get a taste, and you'll see a few of the free chats in there. Anyway guys, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will see you for another video tomorrow. Peace.